Now we're getting to the biggest one. We have officially made it to best album, the best record of the year. So the nominees are Don Broco with Amazing Things, Bullet for My Valentine, the self-titled record, Beartooth with Below, Architects for Those That Wish to Exist, Holding Accents with The Greatest Mistake of My Life, Spiritbox, Eternal Blue, and Turnstile, Glow On. Downey, let me know what you want.
I will say that almost every one of these records is definitely worthy of winning this category.
Yes.
Spiritbox and Turnstile, for all the reasons that we've discussed about them in the other categories. If we're going to do a 1, 2, 3, I would go Turnstile 3 as my third choice, Spiritbox as my second choice, and I got to go all in, hard in the paint for Caleb Shomo and Beartooth on Below. It's another record where he plays everything, he produced it himself, and it is Beartooth's most adventurous record. There's some doomy riffy goodness in there, doom being my favorite metal subgenre, as people who know me know. I got a text from Caleb as he was writing that record where he's like, here's a Dropbox link because you need to hear this doom riff that's going to be in a Beartooth song. It's just that. So I'm predisposed to love this record for a long time. It's also a very, very dark album from not only the isolation of the pandemic, but Caleb is now a few months sober from alcohol, and the Below record, as it's appropriately titled, is very much somebody struggling with not only addiction but mental illness, depression. There's a lot of darkness and a lot of very real, visceral, confessional, like putting himself out there in a way that this genre is so well suited for at its best. I love all the different aspects of metal, and from the celebratory, we're gonna go out and headbang tonight, to the pick yourself up and get out there, the Tony Robbins self-help metalcore that's popular right now. But I really probably mostly identify with and connect to the kind of stuff that Caleb does, where someone just bleeds all over the stage and in a way that's really relatable and brave. So yeah, Beartooth, Below, Caleb Shomo, producer, Red Bull Records, all the way for me.
Okay. If I see the little nods going on over there, stay puft. What's going on in your mind?
Oh no, I'm just like, yes, you made a choice. Congrats, Downey. I think, I guess I'll step in then and go with mine. We were talking about it a little bit earlier, Alicia, but I think I'm going to go with the way that I had ordered my list at the end of the year, and the highest album on that list was Turnstile's Glow On, and I think looking at all of the contenders, which are themselves really good albums and a lot of fun to put on, I just did not have nearly as much fun with them as I did with Turnstile. It's just, 15 songs, 35 minutes. It's an album that you can literally just randomize any song on it, and it will be good. Like, if any of those comes up in a playlist, I'm not skipping them. But if you hit play on the first track, the little, that mystery starts, it just you're in, you're ready to go, and it does not stop until
you know what's coming. It pulls you in every time.
Yeah. It's just one of those albums, you hit play on it and you just disappear into it, and then you're like, it's over. All right, I guess I'm going to listen to it again.
It's weirdly anthemic too. There's a big kind of almost communal sense to it when you're listening to it. I don't know what it is, but it just draws you in from the very start of every track.
And you mentioned a word that I think is so important, communal. This is a record that I feel that everybody could love. I know not everybody does, right? But doesn't matter what type of music you're into, whether you're heavy metal, hip hop, country, anything, you hear one of those beats and you just let's go, let's do it. Everybody in the pit, no matter where you're from, we're just throwing each other around. And I think that is one of the triumphs of this record, is that they are taking all of these different, punk and hardcore elements and mixing them with all of these different things, but not doing it in a trendy way and not doing it in a way that makes it sound like they're trying to be something they're not. I mean, they are Turnstile, and they're far enough into their career right now where you've heard what they've been doing with the records, and all of that DNA is still there, but now I mean, this is 35 minutes, which in Turnstile's discography is like their prog album, right? I mean, it's just, they just do everything with fun and joyousness. And I know this was the album of the summer for me, and it came out at the end of August, to give you an idea of like where we're at. And I think that especially towards the end of 2021, when like Delta was coming back, Omicron was surging, you were tired of everything and being inside, and like, here we go again with all of the shit that had been like pressing down on you over the last like year and a half. I would put Glow On, and I would feel just 1,000 times better. That serotonin would get in.
Yeah, there's this weird sense of euphoria with that record for me. Like, you press play, you just know things are gonna calm down. You know, you can just kind of like vibe away the entire time, no matter which song's on. And it's kind of crazy. It just hit me now. You mentioned how it came out in August, but anytime I'm working, whether I'm researching, getting ready for interviews, anything in between, I always have music playing. I don't think there's been a day that's gone by since that album came out where I haven't heard a song off of it. I haven't played the whole record every day, but I genuinely can say I have heard a Turnstile song every day since that album came out. So just from that biased sense of just the way it makes me feel, and I always feel happy. And from the first note, I'm like, oh, hell yeah. Like, I'm not skipping out to get off my ass and change the song. Like, it's just a feel-good record. So yeah, totally agree with you there, Stay Puft.
That's all I got. Only the last thing that I have to say is blackout in the middle of your life. All right, I'm done. Turnstile for the win, everybody.
Yeah, your turn, Cori.
I think this one, out of all of the categories, is probably going to be one of the tightest as far as the votes go. Like Downey said, every single one of these records is deserving. The Turnstile one, we've talked at length. It is a solid record. Beartooth hits you like right in the soul. Don Broco, a lot of fun. Architects, such a great album. But at the end, I think it's probably going to go to Spiritbox, just based on their trajectory. But honestly, it's one of those categories. This is going to be a hard one. There's probably going to be 4 that are really, really tight together, and it's going to be separated by only just a handful of votes, is what my prediction is.
Yeah,
and I will say that, to kind of pivot off of something you said, Stay Puft, that the Turnstile record, of all the diverse people in my life that are, you know, part of this thing of ours, or in this culture, or outside of it, or used to be a punk person and now they're just like a person in the suburbs, Turnstile is the record that I heard about the most from everyone, including people that haven't paid attention to a air quotes new band in a decade or more. Those were the people, knowing that I pay attention, that were hitting me up going like, dude, this Turnstile band. Yeah, to the point where it started to get annoying, you know, where you're like, oh yeah, like, you know, it was again? Like, just, yeah, it's just that thing that like civilians, like suddenly it got on their radar, you know. So that definitely counts for something. It says a lot about the reach and the appeal of that record in particular, and that band in general.
Absolutely. After running through every single category, as that was the last one, it really just goes to show last year was an absolutely epic year for music. And just seeing how many, not only bands that have been around for a hot minute, but all these new bands that have come through, the breakthrough artists, it was just such a stellar year. So I can't wait to see everyone who decides to, you know, vote, take it home. I gotta get my votes in still. It's going to be absolutely incredible to see. But I want to say thank you so much to our amazing panel for joining me here on Knotfest today to discuss the Heavy Music Awards. If there's anything you would like to say before I sign off, this is your chance. The floor is yours.
I would like to give 2 shout outs. One to the always wonderful interview queen, the snack that smiles back, for hosting this for us. And I also got to give a shout out to Cori's makeup look. Can we all just take a moment?
I love your bottom lashes. You're crushing it. They're so nice.
Thank you. I just throw it on and hope for the best. So thank you.
Working.
Well,
if only everything as awesome could be as simple.
To steal a line from you, Cori, she tells me all the time, the only thing I spend money on is vinyl and eyeshadow. So there you go. It's working.
Yeah. Vinyl and Pat McGrath eyeshadow palettes. It's dangerous, both of them. I will never retire, but I will have all of the sweet, sweet splatter vinyl and sparkly as fuck lids.
Oh yeah, that's what
I'm gonna
matters.
give a whoop whoop to that too, just because I know Maz will hate it.
Well, to everybody watching, thank you so much for tuning in. The Heavy Music Awards will take place on June 5th at the O2 Forum in London. Of course, shout out to us, NotFest, being one of the sponsors of the event, and be sure to tune in to watch the event live as further information will be announced. Until then, it's been Alicia Atout on behalf of NotFest hosts Stay Puft Mallow, Ryan J. Downey, and Cori Westbrook. Until next time, everyone. Bye.